In this video, I'll show you one of the easiest ways to start creating word search puzzle books so that you can start selling on Amazon KDP and start making money. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Sean and I've made well over 7 figures from publishing books on Amazon KDP. So if you want no BS publishing advice from someone who's actually doing it, then make sure to subscribe. Alright, so in this video, I'll give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a word search puzzle book because it is a very profitable topic and word searches are something that people consume over and over and over, which means that, people buy one book, they finish it, they come back and buy another. So your competition matters less, which means that a lot more people can win in the same niche. So let's get right into the tutorial. To create these books, you will need some tools. Number one, it is BookBolt. BookBolt is what we're going to be using to do the research as well as generate these puzzles. It is a paid app, but it requires zero knowledge and zero experience on arts and designs. And it makes it very, very easy to start generating these books. And it's also very cheap. It's about $20 a month. So it's a great way to get started. Now, if you guys want to check out BookBolt, the link is below this description. Now, you also want to use ChatGPT and Google Sheets. Obviously, those are free. So right now, I'm currently here at BookBolt. And what I'm going to do is to go to this feature called Cloud. And we want to research what topics are selling. So as you can see in the cloud feature, you can kind of, create different filters and find books in that specific filter. So we don't really want to mess around with the price range too much, but what you want to do here is check on books that are performing really well under the word search niche. So I will drag the BSR down to about 10,000 or somewhere around that area to see which top books are performing. So somewhere around here is good. And I'll change the category next and I'll choose either between activity books or a puzzle book. So let's do a puzzle book here. Then for the keywords, it's optional, but I like to put something in here to kind of narrow down the search. So I'll type in word search and I'll hit enter. Now, if you scroll down here, you'll see that there are a lot of books that are performing well in, a lot of niches, but I want to check this one out as this is the first results that I got. So the big 4,000 new words, word search for adults, and the cloud is providing us with the title, the author, the price, the BSR, and the estimated monthly sales, which is really, really good. So it's priced at $8.99, which is above average when it comes to word search books. Now, normally word search books go around like $5.99 to $7.99. And so this one is $1 higher, which means it's making higher royalties as well, which is what you want. So it's a really, really good thing that you price your book higher. Now, BSR is 609. So it's selling 640 books every single month, which is really, really good. Okay. Now let's check this one out directly on Amazon by clicking on the title. Then we see here that it has 114 pages and its dimensions are 8.5 by 11 inches. So you want to go to the Amazon KDP's royalty calculator, then put all the information that we just got on the website and from the BookBolt Cloud as well. So the interior is a black and white interior with white paper. The trimming is in inches. Trim size is 8.5 by 11. Page count is 114. It goes for $8.99. So let's see how much it's making. All right, so the estimated royalty of this book is $2.46 for every sale. So let's calculate that by going back to BookBolt and multiply 2.46 with the estimated monthly sales, which is 640, and we'll get $1,574 every single month just from this one book. So this book alone earns $1,500 or so every single month, which is a really, really good amount, right? So especially if you're just doing this as a side hustle or another stream of income, that is really good. And obviously that number will go up if you have more books that you keep publishing. So now that we know that these books can be profitable, the next question is how do we exactly make these books? So that takes us back to BookBolt. BookBolt has the research feature that we just saw, and it also has the creation feature as well. So if you go right here and click on the drop down, you will see create. So you just click on that and click on BookBolt Studio. And once you're in the studio, you want to click on the top left option and select new project. So I'll keep the project name at YouTube, then copy the idea of the performing book earlier, which is 8.5 by 11 inches, which is kind of the standard size for word searches anyways. And let's also keep it a black and white interior with white paper. So the page count, we're just going to go with 114 like the book earlier, then click on create project. Now you will be brought to this page, and as you can see, you have the pages right here on the left and the cover at the very top. So that's another good thing about Bookbolt is that you already got your template right here. So when you're creating your book cover, you can also do it right within Bookbolt because you don't have to go to the Amazon website, get the templates, put it into, other softwares and this and that, right? You can do all of it in Bookbolt. Now to create the actual puzzle, you want to click on page 1. Then here, this is the templates, and you will see that Bookbolt has more than just a word search template. You can create a bunch of other low content books, a bunch of other puzzle books like activity books, mind finders, Sudoku, crosswords, some mazes, right? So when it comes to low content and medium content publishing, Bookbolt is really one of the easiest ways to get started, especially if you're a beginner. So for now, let's just click on word search and select the first page because that's the only thing that I'll be doing for this example. Now you could select these pages one by one if you want, or what you can do is it's also possible to do it all at once to save you a lot of time, especially when you're creating word search books that has hundreds of puzzles inside the book. But for now, I will just click on page 1 and then I'll click on next. And then you'll see that right here, we got some options, right? You'll see that the font is here, the word font, the font sizes, the font colors, and these are all editable and customizable up to you. And we can also select how the puzzles would look when it's created. So for me, I tend to keep the fonts at Open Sans, regular, and then the font size will be large, like something like 70. And the font color will be black so that it can be easily seen. Now for the word font, I would still want it to be at Open Sans, but I would like it to be bold because you want the people that will be using this book to actually see, these words easier. So I'll put the word font size to be at 50. The word font color would also be black. Then the number of words, the Bookbolt's max number of words per puzzle is 25, but I'll keep it at 20 for this. So regarding the adding diagonal words and reverse words, it really depends on what kind of people you're trying to sell to. If you're selling to beginners, maybe not. But since we're selling for adults, let's just say yes at these options. So for the clue type, let's just put columns. For the stroke, let's put 2, and the solution highlighter would be ellipse. The solid color would be white, the outline color would be white as well, and the solution highlighter color would be at gray. So if you're wondering why not other colors, well, we're gonna be printing in black and white anyway, so gray would be good. Even if you use other colors, it's not gonna show anyways. But anyways, for the puzzle border color, let's keep it at black. And for the solution placement, when you click on the drop down, you'll see no solutions or manually select solution pages and the other 2 option. So it's really up to you on how you would select this, but I personally recommend you selecting after all puzzle pages because most people do not really like the solutions immediately after each puzzle. It's better if you have all the puzzles in the first half of the book and then all the solutions in the second half of the book. So you would want the solution page to be at the very end of the book. And let's keep it as capital letters. All right, so you want to keep these things into account. Like it may not make sense right now by making sure that all words are in one column, which is column A, but I will kind of show you what it means in a little bit. So the word and phrases are limited to 20 characters. So you have to keep in mind that you can't really add very, very long words, or you can, but it's just not going to look nice. So it's better to have shorter words here. So when you're choosing the number of puzzles to add in the book with solutions included, make sure you have the number of pages needed. What I mean by this is if you have 114 pages, you need to select around 60 pages for the puzzles because the other 60 pages is going to be the solutions. All right, so next, let's try to make sense of this one. So make sure all the words are in one column, which is column A. So by looking at this, it says choose CSV file, and you would only be able to upload the CSV files in here after downloading it via the spreadsheet. So that is why I recommend you use Google Sheet for this. It's up to you what you want to use, but it's just easier to download as CSV file later if you use Google Sheet. So now I'm here at Google Sheets, and this is what Bookbolt meant by making sure that all the words are in one column, which is column A, because this is where you will be putting all the words that are needed for your puzzle. So let me just change the name here to word search. There we go. So now we got to get the words for this puzzle, and this process is super easy now thanks to AI. So we're going to use ChatGPT for this. So right now I'm here in ChatGPT. So I just asked, give me a list of topics that can be used for a word search book. And as you can see, ChatGPT gave me 30 different kinds of themes that I can use for our word search. So it's pretty good. So just like that, we saved a lot of time from, thinking what theme to add, what topics and whatnot. But as an example, let's get some words for some historical figures. So I'll ask ChatGPT to give me a list of historical figure names and make sure that it is less than 20 characters. So I just said that to make sure that it is following what Bookbolt told us to stay within 20 characters or less. So once we're done with that, you want to hit on enter, and you'll see that it gave me 20 names, which is nice because we'll have 20 words in our puzzle. Then you want to highlight all of these and you want to copy it. and then head back to Google Sheets. This is where we'll be pasting those words. Once you're here, just click on the very first cell, the A1, and you want to paste the words that you just got. So if you're creating multiple puzzles all at once, then you will have to do this next step, which is to go back to ChatGPT to grab another pair of names. So I'm just gonna ask, give me 20 more. And by the way, this is really for example purposes. Like, you don't have to do the same historical figure word search, right? Obviously you can come up with your own topic. I'm just using the historical figure as an example. But now we got Lincoln, Churchill, Leonardo, Da Vinci, and more, right? So let's just highlight and copy all of them again. And after that, go back to Google Sheets, and I want you to leave one space right here and start pasting after that empty space. This is very important because this space right here basically tells BookBolt that this is the end of the first puzzle and the next set of words would be for the second puzzle. So after pasting, click on File right here and then go over Download, then click on CSV, and then it should automatically download. And as you can see, we have our CSV file ready. So now we go back to BookBolt and then upload the CSV file. And after that, you want to click on Next and hit on Submit. So now you got your puzzle right here on the first page, and you got your solutions on the second page, because this is just one puzzle that we generated, obviously. So now let me show you how you can make the page look better and presentable. So first, make the puzzle a little bit smaller, like this, and then make sure that it is centered so that it is not leaning to the left or to the right. Then bring it a little bit down so you have more space for your design and title at the top. Then you can put designs directly from BookBolt by clicking on this one, the file library, and you'll see here either Pixabay and Unsplash. So these two are basically stock image sites that has a ton of images and graphics that you can use to find the best designs for your puzzle. So just for example, let's try to find some banners from Pixabay. So since we have a lot of themes, we could use some banners around the puzzles. So you'll see that Pixabay has a lot of different banners like this. You can basically choose any of these, whatever you think looks good. So let's just use this one right here, or maybe this one actually looks better. So then after you click on it, it'll basically insert it right into your page. Next, I will center it after adjusting the size. And once it's there, you now have a banner to use around your puzzle. So after getting the banner, I want you to click on this one, the text, and then click on Add Heading. So let's just choose this one. Then you want to put the heading over here inside the banner and make sure that the font size fits right in the banner that we just made. And so if it looks good, then you can either type the theme name or the puzzle number. So I'll put puzzle number 1 or word search number 1 as this example. And since this is obviously bigger than the banner, let's just adjust the size of it just to make sure that it really fits within the design. And now it does, so it looks pretty good. So now you have the page designs. So what I'm gonna do is I'll add some more. So I will just cut to the part when I'm done. All right, so I just finished the other designs. So below the puzzle name, I put the topic of the puzzle, which is historical figures. And at the very bottom, I added some fun facts about what's related to this word list. If you're going to make something like the fun fact, just make sure it stays inside the margins, which is the green lines, so that you can avoid getting it cut off when it's printed. So I'm gonna do about 4 more of this just as an example, and I'll cut to it when I'm done. All right, so I've finished creating the other 4 puzzles with different topics for each one. So I followed the same formula as I did earlier, which is the banner right here, the topic right below that, and then some fun facts in the puzzle at the middle of it. So you have the second, third, and fourth puzzle right here on the left side. So now you've got your puzzle on track, right? But you're still not done yet, because as you can see right here, there are the solutions. So typically these kind of solutions are great, but the problem is the entire page is dedicated to one solution, which is a bit too much. You don't want to have too many pages because it's going to increase the printing costs. So there's a way to actually make this a lot better. And what you want to do is you would go to the first puzzle solution here and you would make it a lot smaller, like about this small. And you would want to leave a space at the top for later as well. Now the next thing you want to do is, once the first one is done, you're going to go to the second solution, click on the solution itself, and you want to click on Ctrl+C to copy it. And after that, go back to this page and then paste it here using Ctrl+V. Now you want to make this puzzle as about the same size as the first one, and then space it out like this, then adjust and align the solutions. So I'll do the same thing for the rest, and I'll just cut to it when I'm done because I don't want to make this video too long. All right, so I finished fitting all 5 solutions in one page. Now you can do this for 4 solutions as well. It doesn't have to be 5. The point is that you're bringing your page count lower so that you have less printing cost and you can make more money per sale. All right, so now the next thing to do after making them all fit into one page is to tell your audience or the people that are buying this, what puzzles do these solutions belong to? So how you do that is by clicking on text, and you want to add heading, and then you want to bring the heading to the top, and this is what the purpose of the space at the top is, right? So this is a solution for puzzles 1 to 5. So that's exactly what we're going to write here, puzzles 1 to 5 solutions. So obviously that's too large, so we'll adjust the size for it. And then there you go. So just align it to the center of the page, and now you have your solutions page. So the interior is done. So now it's time to create the book cover. So what you want to do here is go to the left side, scroll up to the top until you see the cover page, and then click on that. So it should bring you to this template right here. And I normally start my cover by clicking on this part here, the elements, and then I'll click on a rectangle. So I'll just close this one and I'll put it at the very edge of one side, and then I'll expand it all the way until it covers the entire template. And once the template is covered, I'll change the color by clicking right here. And this should serve as your background. And this really depends on what kind of style you want, or the feel that you're going for your book cover. But this is what I'm going to go with. So I'll change it to a lighter shade of gray, something like this. Then once it's done, just click on OK. So the main thing of the book cover is the title, right? So what you want to do is click on the text again, and then click on add heading, and then type in your titles. So I'll put just word search for now. There we go. After that, I'll drag it to the top and make sure to highlight the entire thing and change the font by clicking here. So there are tons of free fonts in BookBolt that you can use, and you can also upload your own. But for me, I'll be choosing this Aoboshi1 or the Aoboshi1 like the number, and click OK. So I will expand the word search size just to make sure that it is visible once it's printed. Then the next thing you want to do is to spice it up with some more designs. So you can do it right here on the effects. So click on that. Then personally, I like to use a combination of block shadow and fade. So what I do here is I click on block shadow and then toggle it on using this checkbox right here, and then drag the offset to the very end. Because as you can see, you have the offset, the angle, and the outline here. So I like to drag the offset at the very left. I think angle is best at 0, so I'll do that, and you can change it right here if you want. But for the outline, since I want to make the highlights stand out, I maximize this and change the color to white. So you see that it's beginning to have some borders, and it will make it a lot more emphasized. So after that, I'll just click OK. Then I'll do the fade next. So click on effects again and drag this all the way to the right and look for fade and select that. So same thing, click on toggle and change the color to something nice like red. So it already looks better, but after that, you want to press OK. And here you can change the weight, distance, angle, lines, and the opacity of the fade. And you can modify it in any way that will make your font look great. So this is kind of your personal preference, but this is what we have. So I'll add some more text and designs to it using the file library again. So I'll just cut to that part. All right, so what I did here is basically I just added to the 2000 words, and then I adjusted their positions, and then I used the file library so that I can get the magnifying glass graphic. Then after that, I used this photo right here at the middle showing one of the examples of the puzzles we have. Because if you look over to Amazon and see other books that are selling on this, they all have some kind of examples of the interior images. So that's what I wanted to do too. Then I added some word search letters in the background, and then I made it transparent so it doesn't stand out. So when you're done with everything like the cover and the interior, you want to go to download at the top left side. And then you have two options right here, download current project RGB or download current project CMYK. But what you want to do is download using CMYK, because for paperback books or hardcover books, these would come out better this way. So once it finishes preparing and downloading completely, which should take about 2 to 3 minutes or so, it is ready to be uploaded to Amazon KDP. All right, so that was a complete step-by-step tutorial on how you can use BookBolt to start creating word search puzzles like this. Now, for whatever reason, if you want to use BookBolt to create the book interior, but you don't want to deal with the book cover design, and you just rather pay somebody else to just outsource this process, there are a lot of illustrators on Fiverr that can do this for you. One of the best one is this one, Imane. And for just $15, she will create a low content book or a puzzle book cover for you, and it looks really good. I've used her in the past. I recommended her in the past, and she has great reviews. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a link below this video. And now that you have the book ready, I do have a separate video that I filmed showing you step-by-step how to upload your very first book. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.